A very good morning to all my dear class 9 students. Today we are going to continue with our biology portion of a science textbook. We will continue with the topic that we started in the previous class. The topic that we were discussing on the previous class was taken from chapter 3 of your biology. The name of the chapter was diversity in living organisms, and the topic we were discussing was on kingdom Animalia. Now, just a brief reminder, in the previous class we have studied on the classification of kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Animalia is divided into 10 phylum, and in the previous class we have discussed only the first 5 phylum. These phylum in order of complexity is given below: phylum Porifera, phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata, phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Nematoda or Aschelminthes, and phylum Annelida. These first 5 phylum we already discussed in the previous class. In today's class we will discuss on the phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata, phylum Protocordata, and finally our phylum Vertebrata. These 5 phylum we will discuss in today's class. Now we shall look first into the 6th phylum for today's class, that is your phylum Arthropoda, or the joint-footed animals. Now let us look into the characteristics of this phylum Arthropoda. They are found everywhere on earth. These animals belonging to this phylum Arthropoda, they are found everywhere on earth, right from the oceans to the land to the air. These animals are found everywhere on earth. Next, they have jointed legs, 6 or more legs, which means 3 or more pairs, which means these animals, they have legs that have joints, which means they have jointed legs. They are bilaterally symmetrical, and they are triploblastic, which means their body can be divided into 2 equal halves, and they have 3 germ layers, that is your ectoderm, your mesoderm, and your endoderm. The body is segmented into 3 regions, that is the head, the thorax, and the body. Kamut ba kamet kaphat jung ni kijat marat ki dona ka phylum Arthropoda ni kamet ka jungki la ban pia ki lai banta ki kata ka head, ka thorax, bat ka body. Lani ka clear kamet bat ka body. Body covered by hard exoskeleton called chitin. Lani kamet kaphat jung ni ki marat la sob dakani ka exoskeleton, but kan ka exoskeleton la khat ya ka lam lashna ya kan ka exoskeleton da uni u compound la khat u chitin. Ki examples ki dai ki shimprong ungap ki dikhiu bat ka spider. You can see these are examples of animals that belong to the phylum Arthropoda. As you can see, bees, they have jointed legs. Ants as well, they have jointed legs. Spiders and prawns also, they have jointed legs. Now these are examples of animals that belong to the phylum Arthropoda. Now let us go into the next phylum for today's class, that is your 7th phylum, that is your phylum Mollusca. Now let us look into the characteristics. Most of these animals belonging to the phylum Mollusca, they are mostly aquatic. That means they may live in the seawater or in the oceans, or a few may occur in the fresh water, for example in rivers or in lakes. They are soft animals, they are unsegmented, they are triploblastic, and they are coelomate animals. Kemudian bagini kimarat kiberani ka phylum Mollusca, kiamat ka phat jing kolong ka bajam, kolong soft, mat ka kilong unsegmented, lani kimdan kia jing ya bentah kamat ka jengki, kilong unsegmented. Kidan ni ka triploblastic characteristics, lani kidan ni ki 3 germ layers, kata ya ka ectoderm, ya mesoderm, ya endoderm. But kilong ki coelomate animals, lani kilong kimarat kibadan ni ka dia ka cavity apa kamat ka jengki, bala khat ni cavity ka coelom. They are bilaterally symmetrical, kamut bai kamet kaphat jungki laban pia ki arbenta into 2 equal halves. The body is supported by a hard shell and an exoskeleton made of calcium carbonate. Hakini ki jat marat pat ki padan ka phylum Mollusca kamet ka jungki ladan plasop da ka kenja shell ka ba e abha, ba ka shell ashna da ka compound ka calcium carbonate. The body is divided into head, foot, dorsal, visceral mass, or hump. Lani ka met ka phat juni ki marat ki belum phylum Mollusca la ban pia akili la ban pia ki kejat ana ha clear the head, the foot kejat bat ka met teli ke belum pedeng dan khot la bak ya ka bala khot ya ka hump. Gills are present called tenidia. Kini kijat marat ki belum phylum Mollusca ki ya pelengkap ni kini ki gills ban ring ban pelihar mesin, bat kini ki gills la khot ki tenidia. The blood is usually blue due to presence of blue pigment called as hemocyanin. Kasnam jeng ni kimarat ki badan ni phylum Mollusca kidan kasnam ka barang blue. Boleh kasnam ka barang blue nama kidan ni hane ka apa kasnam jeng ni kimarat udan uni blue pigment belakat uni hemocyanin uba ai rang ni kasnam bakan long kasnam ka barang blue. Example garden snail, apple snail, but squid. Example gini ki mata borok ki jat mata but uni squid badan pot duriau gini ki example jong gini ki marat ki bahab apa kan phylum Mollusca. Gini ki dur, as you can see from these pictures, these are examples of your animals belonging to the phylum Mollusca. For example, snails, garden snail, apple snail, and squid. That this squid is present only in the ocean. Now we shall look into the next phylum, that is your 8th phylum. The name of the phylum is phylum Echinodermata, or they are also known as spiny skinned animals. Let us look into the characteristics. They are exclusively marine animals. Kemudian bagi merat ki badan ni phylum Echinodermata kini kijak merat ki badan betang ha duriau. Animals are star-shaped, spherical, or elongated. Kemudian bagi merat ki badan ni phylum Echinodermata ki met ka phat jengki kalau hadul shape kum uklor dan ki pelun dan ki long ki bajrong kum bu sok kia ni kum upai. Next, they are triploblastic, coelomate without segments. Triploblastic again, kemudian bagi dan ni ka 3 germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Kita ni ka coelom and cavity apa kamet ke jengki, but kilom without segments dan ngimla ban bentai kamet ke jengki di kilom teli. Next, they have symmetry is radial in adults and bilateral in larvae. Kemudian baik kini ki marat kini ki echinoderms ikamen ka jengki lawan pia aki bon tili ki benta lani in radial symmetry hakapa bakla along adults. Andre hakapa bakidang long larvae lan kidang red ni lawan pia aki tang haki 2 equal halves lani bilateral symmetry. The body cavity is modified into water vascular system. Lani kamet ka cavity lani ka clear ka benta ka syapok jong kamet jong ki marat la penkelai ka ni ka benta syapok tang ka hakarukam ko ingkat ka water vascular system lani ka system ka ba ailat je ka bakan rung bakan mi napok kamet bacabar kamet but kumta terter. The brain is absent. Kamet bagini ki marat kim dan jabe. They are brainless. For example, starfish, sea urchin, sea cucumber. If you look at these pictures, these are examples of animals belonging to the phylum Echinodermata. You can see this is the first picture is a starfish, second picture is your sea cucumber, and the bottom picture is your sea urchin. These are all examples of animals belonging to the phylum Echinodermata. As you can see, they all have a spiny skin, or the body surface is scaly or spiny. Hence, they belong to the phylum Echinodermata. Now, coming to the 9th phylum, the name of the phylum is phylum Protocordata. Let us look into the characteristics. Phylum Protocordata belongs to animals that are exclusively marine, which means kimarat ki badan ni phylum Protocordata ki kimarat ki badan betang apa duriau. Kilom triploblastic, kemudian bagi dan ni 3 germ layers, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. But kilom coelomate dan kita ni body cavity dan ka clear badan pa kamet jengki kalau khat dia ka coelom. A rod-like structure called notochord is present at some stage of life. Kemudian bah kamet ka phat jeng ki marat apa bagi dang develop nanti pa badang red ada bentuk hair. Udon uni structure bolong ke budlum, rod-like structure bolong budlum, la khat ini budlum notochord. Uni notochord udon kini ki marat kapua hak ini benda apa bagi dang develop nanti pa idang red ada banyak hair. Respiration is through gill slits. Kemudian bah kini ki jadi marat kiring mesin limba kini structure bakhat ki gills lani ki gill slits. The blood is colorless. Kemudian bakas nam jeni ki marat ki badan ni phylum Protocordata kalam colorless ni kalam transparent. For example, tongueworm, Herdmania, Amphioxus. These are the two pictures of organisms that belong to the phylum Protocordata. Uni u Amphioxus, but uni Balanoglossus, lani u Herdmania. Kini kijat marat kita mitang haduriau. But apa begini kimarat kita develop, apa begini mat kita develop. At some stage in their life, kamut bah apa kita red ne, apa bilang kamlong mature ni kamlong adult, udan uni structure bangi kaca uni u notochord dan bolong kunjabut lom kamet kacongki. Takada tak kat kiki proto kamut first, chordata kamut u budlom, chordata kini kijang marat ki badan uni u first backbone, mah uni u budlom udang long primitive, udang long first do. Alright, now these are organisms that belong to the phylum Protocordata. Now, coming to the 10th and the last phylum in your kingdom Animalia is your phylum Vertebrata. Now, in this phylum Vertebrata, the main characteristics of these organisms belonging to the phylum Vertebrata is that they have the presence of a tubular dorsal hollow nerve cord. Nani kita ni ugu budlom kamat kejengki. Kemudian bawa kita imarat ke bawah badan ke phylum Vertebrata kita ni budlom. Alright. Now, next, this phylum Vertebrata is further classified into 5 classes. Kemudian baik kan phylum Vertebrata ini nak berpihak haki santiliki kelas. Kini kelas kebaningkong ketika kelas Pisces, kebaar kepada kelas Amphibia, kebalai di kelas Reptilia, kebesar di kelas Aves dan birds, but kebakat duduk kelas Mammalia dan mammals. We shall look in detail into these 5 classes in the coming slides. Penyaja museum macam ni ki jat merat ke debit nak kini ki snap kat kini ki snap dok ha ni ki gills ki donut jong kini ki dok ha donut jong kini dok ha kilong 2 chamber kemudian ba kita tak earthly chamber. Alright, these animals are cold-blooded animals. Kamu mut ba kesnam jong kini ki jat merat kalong ke ba letak dan kalong cold-blooded. Kini ki jat merat ba kini dok ha berubah anda ki reproduce kim ju reproduce dak ba khai ki kun ri ki khabet daki pelek. Kini di example jong ki organisms ki bahap kan kelas Pisces. Now in the pet part mata share kan kelas Amphibia. Amphibia kamut both bios kamut life. Kalau kini kijak merak kiban kelas Amphibia kini kijak merak kiba im ha umru kiba im hapo ringkor. They have dual lives. Kamut ki im kijak GM ki balang arbenta. Ini pek characteristics. They are amphibious in nature. Kemudian ba misiam yaki apa umru, berapa ringkau. The skin is smooth or rough. Kemudian ba kasnidok jeng ni kijat merat kalong smooth bah dan kalong rough. Tangan ni kaduruk fin dai kini kijat merat kilong kijat merat ki bah apa kelas amphibia. Ke examples ki jakot, ki hendro, ki lizard, ki ba im apa umru apa kandoru. The endoskeleton is mostly bony. Kemudian ba kita ni ka skeleton kemudian hapok macam kamet kalong endo. Inside the body kita ni ka skeleton. The head and trunk is distinct. The neck and tail may be or may not be present. Kemudian ba ikan kamet kapak jeng ni kijai merak gila ben distinct yaki ka bentak na tang ka clear but kamet ngimi ka rendang. Alright, the body is distinct, can be distinguished into the head and the trunk, but we cannot distinguish the neck. Alright, the limbs are tetrapodas or pentadactyl type. Kemudian bagi kijai merak kidan sautuli ki kejat buat hakin sautuli ki kejat ki simpria kidan mar san simpria. They have 4 limb lani kilong tetrapodas kidan saut kejat but kilong pentadactyl kamut ba kidan sautuli simpria ki hagman nakini ki kejat ke baki dan kini kijai merak pat kiring museum deki lungs lani deka seni dok ke jongki kilak beri museum ke seni dok bat kilak museum deki lungs kiring museum deka seni dok apa bikidan bat kiring museum da lungs apa bikidan apa ringko ya donot jongki ki merat pat kilong 3 chamber kum apa Pisces ki bidan 2 chamber handai apa ki amphibia kidan 3 chamber. Ki examples kilak benda ki jakot ki hendro buat kumta ter. Kini di example jong ki merak ki badai apa kanika kelas amphibia. We shall look into the class called as class Reptilia. Reptilia kamut ba tupak tukrip lani di kijat merak ki ba par Ramadan. Let us look into the characteristics. These animals are cold-blooded. Lani kilong kidan kastam kaba letak kilong cold-blooded. From this picture, you can see these are few examples of organisms belonging to the class Reptilia. Lani ki reptiles. Kung ki ay, kung crocodile, ki tortoise, ki turtle, beseng, lizards, ki chameleon. Kini ki marat ki baha of kaneka class reptiles. The body is divisible into head, neck, and trunk. And ia kamet kapat jeng ni kimarat ni lakban divide yaki haka kle karandang batka metally. Right now, two pairs of pentadactyl limbs are present, but the snake's limbs are reduced or absent. Kini kijat marat kidon ni kini ki kiran south liki kejat bah ini kejat kiran mar san liki shimpria. Right now tarah busen dan ti kejat but dan shimpria. Now respiration takes place by lungs only. Kemudian bakini kimarat kiring mesim tang da lungs. Kim ring mesim na kasne do lani na ukigils ni tang da lungs beran apa kamet kajongki. Kamet kapat jongki la sop da kini ki skills ki ba e. Alright, they are called as horny scales. Ni skills ki ba e penapet tayu besar ni crocodile roof ni kasnap kajongki kasne do jongki kalau very hard. Kamet gidan kini ki skills ki belong horny ki belong hard. The heart is incompletely four-chambered. Uklang senam joni kimarat udan south liki kamera ni kilang four-chambered. For examples, kini ki tortoise, ki turtles, lizards, snakes, and crocodiles. These are examples of organisms belonging to the class Reptilia. As is your class called as aves kemudian ki birds lagi ki sim. Kini kijat merat ki belong warm blooded ni kasnam ki kana kasnam ka ba saat ni ka ba kluit. But kamet kapat jengki la sob daki snare la ne feathery exoskeleton. The body is divisible into head, neck, trunk, and tail. Kamet kapat jengki la divide into kakle karendang kamet teli baru tudang. Distinct characteristics jeng ni kimarat pat kadai bakidan ni ki wings lani yaki thapnyang kabayarap yaki bakin hair tamak dan ki jat sim pat ki badan thapnyang tabakim laban hair. As you can see in this picture, these are few pictures of birds, both that are birds that can fly or that cannot fly but have wings, or flightless birds. Kumki penguin. Ki penguin ki dan thapnyang tabakim laban hair. Jika sintur jeng ni kimarat ini kisempat kim dan lower lips but upper lips ni la modify yaki in the form of beaks lani kidan dau beak, right? The beak. Respiration is only by lungs. Kini kijat kimarat kirimesim by tang dau lungs. For examples ki pigeon, penguin, ostrich, sparrow, crane, duck, owl, peacock. Kini kijat kimarat kiba lakban hair ki badan da big but kidan ki lakban hair badan ki snare laju classify ki kan class EVs lane birds. Now coming to the last class, that is your class Mammalia lane abang Mammalia mama kamot breast lane kini hijat merat ki ba shed ban eye kini hijat merat ki ba eye bun ya ki jongki kun. For example, let's look to the characteristics. These animals are warm-blooded animals. Jadi kijat merat kiba dan kasnam kabas ad ini kaba kulit. But ikamet jeng ka sni do jeng kimarat asop daki snyo. Kam sop yaki daki horny scales lani daki snare handai. Ika sni do jeng ki la asop daki snyo. Mammals have two pairs of pentadactyl limbs. Kemudian bakini ki mammals ru kidan south liki kejat, but yakini ki haman laki kejat kidan marsan santeliki shimpria. The body cavity is divided into two equal parts by the muscular partition called as diaphragm. Jika met kapat jeng ki mammals la ben pia ki arbenta, bakini ki arbenta la ben separate dengan ka structure muscular structure pada ka diaphragm. The eyes are provided with movable lids. Ears are fleshly, external, or pinna. Yaki kamat dengan ki mammals la eye dengan ki eyelids dengan ki eyelids ban yarap bunyi banyak baun ketelap ilas yaki kamat. The teeth are embedded. Kamat bagi banyak dengan ki merat ki badan kingdom Mammalia ki dan po jangka sintur bat ki dan ki arbenta ki tecodon bat ki diphyodon bat ki heterodon. Respiration occurs by lungs. Kamu by kini kimarat kirimesim bed tang nak jengerak jam ini tar lani dau lungs. The heart is four-chambered. Uklang senam udan saw kamera apa jom ni uklang senam penyerap ban Banyak ban pom yang kesenam, syarap berok koi ka, men. Nampak dia, they give birth to living young ones and are called as viviparous. Kalau wakil kimara, jadi kita imara kiba anak kiyo kon, kim juka ki peleng, kim juka de kin kijat, de kono ka method ni anak kika kon, kika bet daki, de ki kelum kiba red nani ki live young ones. Now as you look in this picture, these are all examples of animals belonging to the class Mammalia. For example, squirrels, platypus, whale, zebra, knai, hati. Borak kita imara ki badan snyu akan mek jumki laju classify ki akan kelas Mammalia. With that, we have come to the end of today's lesson. Now it is time for your assignment. For your assignment today, I want you all to answer the following questions in your exercise copy. Question number 1, mention the characteristic features of the following with at least 2 examples. Your phylum Atropoda, phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata, and your phylum Protocordata. Your second question is, what are the 5 classes of the phylum Vertebrata? Jer keteng kisan pilih classes kibalang dengan phylum Vertebrata. Nangta, give at least 3 characteristics of each with 1 example. I ki likely characteristics jam iwe pe iwe class kum juru but iwe example jam keniki class. Now with that, we have come to the end of today's class, and I hope you all have paid attention to the lesson that we have discussed today. Until I see you again in the next class, thank you, have a great day ahead, and take care of yourself.